Here in Nashville, and in Nashville Public Schools. Today, we lost students in a tragic incident. One student took his own life and the life of a peer, forever changing the lives of their families and everyone who knew them. My heart goes out to these families as they face unimaginable loss. At this time, we are grateful that no additional lives were lost, though at least one student is being treated for injuries. I want to thank the school staff who quickly followed emergency protocols, potentially preventing others from being harmed. Their actions were heroic on a dark day for our school community. I also want to extend my gratitude to the Nashville Police Department and Nashville Fire Department for their swift and urgent response, securing the school and caring for those impacted. This tragedy is under active investigation by law enforcement and district leadership. While we are focused on addressing the immediate situation, we are committed to understanding how and why this happened and what more we can do to prevent such tragedies in the future. Over the years, we have implemented a range of safety measures, including partnership with the MMPD through our School Resource Officer Program, shatter-resistant film, security cameras with weapon detection software, and security vestibules. Unfortunately, these measures were not enough to stop this tragedy. I know there are questions about whether additional steps, such as stationary metal detectors, should be considered. While past research has shown they have had limitations and unintended consequences, we will continue to exploring emerging technologies and strategies to strengthen school safety. Building strong relationships between students, staff, and SRO teams remains the most effective way to foster these relationships. In the coming days, we will continue to partner with MMPD and our school team. We want to continue to foster an environment where students feel safe to speak up when they see something concerning. It's important to remember that our schools have historically been safe places for learning, friendships, and growth. We cannot allow this tragedy to overshadow the positive experiences of our 80,000 students. As a former principal of Antioch High School, I've walked the halls and I've witnessed the magic that happens in its classrooms. This loss is deeply personal for me, as it is for so many in and throughout our community. Now, to allow time for students and staff to grieve, Antioch High School will be closed for the rest of this week. We are arranging a location where students and staff can receive grief counseling and other supports. As a middle school student at J.T. Moore, I experienced the pain of losing a classmate to gun violence. I know how deeply this affects families, school communities, and parents everywhere who send their children to school each day. Nashville Public Schools are committed to supporting Antioch High School's students, staff, and families in the days and weeks ahead. I am grateful for the support of our Nashville community as we navigate this very difficult time together. I would like to introduce Chief Swan, who will approach the mic at this time.
So I know there's been a lot of information that's already been put out. From my standpoint and from the Nashville Fire Department and Office of Emergency Management, from the time that the call came in, we had 10 med units respond, along with 40 other apparatuses from the fire department, including our task force team that works so closely with the police department. We did do 4 transports, all of them going to Vanderbilt. Then other assessments were done, of course, with student and staff when it was needed. From our, then the Office of Emergency Management, they're here as well to also offer all resources that are needed. The important thing here is the collaboration of everyone that you see behind us to make this situation work as best as we can. But again, we're very appreciative of the team and all the hard work is done, but we know it's a very sad day. But that's the information I can give you from the Nashville Fire Department Office of Emergency Management. Thank you.
The fourth student who was transported to Vanderbilt suffered a facial injury from a fall. It was not gunshot related. He's a male student and fell. I think he wears eyeglasses and had a facial injury as a result of the fall. And that was the fourth individual who went to Vanderbilt. We will take a limited number of questions from you now.
So the investigation is very much ongoing. So we're unsure at this time if it was targeted or if it was intended for multiple people. As I said earlier, follow our platforms and we'll put that information out as we gain more information. Our homicide detectives are actively investigating this in conjunction with the FBI, ATF, and TBI. It's a So we've had several things in place. We have Dr. Battle's done a lot. We've done active shooter training. They put protective film, security access into the building. This individual arrived at school on a bus and was actively a student in the school, went into the restroom, I guess, to retrieve his weapon, and then went into the cafeteria. I would say if there's anything as we progress, to always, if you see something, say something. We believe there's some materials out there, and if maybe they were seen, maybe and said something, maybe more could have been done.
Chief Drake, do we know if the shooter had a criminal history or if he has a history of bringing guns to school?
That's very much under investigation. I think there was one prior incident, but I'm unsure as to the details, but we will put that out later today.
The material that was found online, has it been vetted? Has it been confirmed that that is part of the shooter's manifesto?
We're very much looking into it, and we'll let everyone know once we get there.
The victim herself was Hispanic. What services are going to be offered for this diverse community? We know that a lot of the students here are Latino families, and we're getting a lot of calls. They're obviously very distraught and kind of really don't understand what happened.
Yeah, it's the same as we do with all other students, and we have our family intervention program. We have counselors that are available. We have members of our department that are from the Hispanic community. We'll do everything we can to make sure all notifications are made, all outreach is taken care of, and any information we'll give to them. If they need to reach out, contact the police department, and we'll help, or the Metro schools, and we'll help them with any information that they need.
Chief, have you been in contact with the shooter's parents or guardians, and have they been cooperating with the investigation?
Initially, we have made contact with a parent, and that's very much it's very much ongoing. So.
Is there any information on where the student got the gun?
That is an active investigation as well. We work closely with our federal partners, and they're doing a trace on the weapon as we speak.
In terms of the reunification that we saw here today, can anybody speak about how that went, if everything kind of went smoothly, and if this site was already predetermined to be that in the event that something were happening?
So it was not predetermined to my knowledge. We determined to be a great site to have everyone meet a little bit away from the school. To my understanding, it's gone as well as can be expected at this point. As I said earlier, we've done it systematically. We didn't want to overload the school, the Ascension Center, or the parents. And so systematically we've released a limited number of kids and got them connected back with their families. And that'll keep going until every kid is back safely with their parent. So.
Do you know how many bullet shots the victim received, and if the shooter maybe had more ammunition?
So there was multiple rounds that were fired inside the school. Investigation would tell if there was other magazines, other ammunition, and all that. As it unfolds, this will go into the wee hours of the morning, and we'll have more information later.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We just
next of kin notifications
conference
are just being made to the shooter's family and to the 16-year-old female. Those names will be released to you on our platforms probably within the next 30 minutes.
All right, so that's an interesting update too. So we've just heard all sorts of information just in the last few minutes from Metro Police, we've heard from the fire chief, we've also heard from Dr. Adrian Battle, and then, goodness gracious,
Freddie O'Connell
Mayor
as well.
Freddie O'Connell, who, interesting enough, one of the things we heard from Mayor O'Connell was these two words that I wrote down.